Hello, welcome back and welcome in. My name is Nikki Wheeler. If you're interested in gaming, go subscribe to my other channel and follow my Twitch to see my gaming live. Now, let's start this video. Today, I will be discussing 21 Pilots, a pop rock alternative duo most notable for their Diamond certified smash hit, Stressed Out. This video is mainly going to be discussing their forthcoming as a band and how they turned into a global sensation practically overnight. Starting in 2009, it was a high school band of friends with Tyler Joseph as the main vocalist. They had self-released the eponymous debut album 21 Pilots with the tracks like Oh Misbeliever and Fall Away. Just over an hour long, this album was obviously one of the worst rated reception-wise because it was self-released and it didn't catch much media attention and didn't have any singles. But it has been stated as already superb and has a lasting impact lyrically. It hits multiple genres including alternative hip-hop and indie pop. It peaked at number 139 on the US Billboard 200 in 2017 after the band had gotten famous off their Blurryface album. The second album was also self-released in 2011 titled Regional at Best, but was later discontinued because a majority of the songs on the album were re-recorded professionally in 2013 with the label Fueled by Ramen for their technical third album titled Vessel, which has officially turned 10 years old this year. It led with the single Holding On To You back in 2011, then later Guns for Hands, which was included on the 3-song EP they released in 2012, with 2 other tracks being Migraine and Ode to Sleep. This album was critically praised as a multi-genre influenced crossing over electropop, hip-hop, rap rock, and classic pop. The album does have multiple releases for different countries such as Japan and Korea. The Japanese version includes Lovely as a bonus track. Running about 48 minutes long with 12 tracks excluding the special releases, Vessel peaked at 21 on the US Billboard 200, number 4 on the alt albums, and is a 2-time platinum awarded album in the US. Later in 2019, the duo announced that this LP had reached the milestone of being their second album to have every single song with a gold or platinum certification after Blurryface, which makes them the only band to have reached this achievement so far, as of May 2023. Vessel is probably one of the best albums the duo has released in my opinion because of the rap rock genre. In songs like Car Radio, Tyler does splurge himself in some rapping, talking about mental struggles and overthinking, a common scenario which trickled into the themes of Blurryface, the next album. It was the 4th studio album released in 2015, with another 14 tracks just shy of an hour long. It include the beloved Stressed Out, Ride, and Tear in My Heart. 6 of the 14 tracks have music videos to accompany them, but they were released over the span of 3 years before the 5th album was released in 2018. Blurryface was a global storm and topped the charts for weeks and weeks, and is a 5-time platinum record. It is the biggest rock album of the decade for the 2010s, after spending a total of 234 weeks on the charts from its release in 2015 to 2020. It peaked at number 1 for the US Billboard 200, top rock albums, and the US vinyl albums. Again, Tyler did hit the rap rock and rap pop genre with the lead track Heavy Dirty Soul, which is one of the fastest tracks at 129 beats per minute and 300 words per minute, which is insanely impressive for anyone, let alone a alternative band. Now we move into Trench, which was the 5th album released from the duo in 2018 and includes 14 more songs and also just shy of an hour long. The singles Jumpsuit and Nico and the Niners were released, but Nico and the Niners didn't receive a video until later, while Jumpsuit did have one at release. And then a third and final single was leaked onto the platform Tidal prior to the actual release that they wanted, and subsequently it was released the following day. It seemed to do well everywhere, as it topped the number 1 spot in Australia, New Zealand, Spain, Portugal, Czech Republic, Mexico, and the Netherlands. It did peak at number 2 in the US Billboard 200 and also number 1 in alternative albums, rock albums, and top tastemaker albums. It hits the same pop, rock, and alternative style with some R&B and reggae influences. And as of currently, now we move into the final album, Scale and Icy. It's the 6th album released in 2021. It was confirmed only 5 months after Trench's release that Tyler and Josh were working on this album. It has a more upbeat and optimistic feel, with songs like Good Day and Shy Away, which we haven't heard much from the band since their debut in 2009, and even then, it wasn't very much in that album either. Tyler stated that the pandemic had influenced him a lot during the making of this album, and he wanted to give a positive outlook on the world, being, in quarantine and all that. The record only has 11 songs, 3 short of the 2 previous albums, and is only about 37 minutes long. The lead single, Shy Away, premiered on BBC Radio 1 with the music video uploaded shortly after the premiere, and was praised by many adoring fans. The second single, Choker, was released on the Pre-Access website, then widely on YouTube at 12 a.m. that same day. The third and final single, Pre-Album, about 2 months after the release of the third single, Saturday, it did receive a music video. This album debuted at number 1 on the Top Rock and Top Alternative Albums, and number 3 on the US Billboard 200. They continued hitting the alternative rock and rock genres while slipping in more pop than usual, and including moments of synth pop as well. Sadly though, this record didn't get any certifications in the US. It is the only album from the band besides the debut that doesn't have any sort of certification. It was generally accepted by the fan base but noted as not their best. Also, here is a fun fact about 21 Pilots, or more so, Tyler as a writer. 86 of the 89 songs 21 Pilots has made include the ukulele. Tyler also has a specially made ukulele designed by the Kala brand, so it is one of a kind. Now, we're just going to go straight into the opinions. As I did mention some before, this is all just a one shot and go. I can wholeheartedly say that 21 Pilots is one of my personal favorite bands of all time. The versatility of each song with Josh's drums and Tyler's vocal capabilities. While I didn't mention it in the past, Tyler has shown how he alters songs during live performances like he did with the Scaled and Icy livestream in 2021, where he changed a ton of the instrumentals to incorporate and intertwine the lyrics and beats of other songs to make a cohesive story for the stream. He also alters how he actually sings some lyrics while live, extending many notes and shortening some, all in a particular and meticulous way to make it sound different and well-versed. Now, this last opinion is just a repeat of what I have stated before, but I must mention it again because it is so good and just, mind-boggling, and that is genre blending. You can tell just by the way Tyler sings in each album, he listens to and takes so much inspirations from multiple genres. While he might not take in every genre that he likes, but the ones he does, he performs extremely well, blending so many styles into one and making 21 Pilots such a unique alternative band. And with that being said, we can move into my favorite part, the ranking. Now, this is a best to worst scale, but I want to preface this by saying no harm, no foul. I promise that none of these albums are a worst to me. The albums are all incredible, and I listen to each one of them quite extensively. Number 1, I want to say, is Scaled and Icy. Number 2 is Vessel. Number 3 is Blurryface. Number 4 is Trench. And number 5 is 21 Pilots. Now, I'll be going into my favorite songs from each album, starting with 21 Pilots being The Pantaloon. On Vessel, we have Migraine. Blurryface is tied pretty fairly between Fairly Local and Not Today. Trench had Chlorine, and I must say that song had me in a chokehold, so that one is for sure my favorite. And finally, Scaled and Icy, and I have to say that my favorite off that one is the final track, Redecorate. But again, no harm, no foul. I do listen to these albums almost every day. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. Until next time, bye guys.